uh, I would say that, we'd go to the Gurdwara, we'd practice, we'd laugh, we'd joke. The time was just very surreal. I don't think ऐसा या मुड़ के time आना नहीं गा मुड़ के. Honestly, after it's been almost what now 10, however long it's been, the 10 plus years. I've never seen that type of atmosphere built again. I miss it every day. ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਭਜੰਗੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਰੋ ਰੋ ਕੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਜੇ ਮਾਈ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਵੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਬਹੁਤ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਰੋ ਰੋ ਕੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਜੇ ਹਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਧਾ ਘੰਟਾ ਹੋਰ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਐਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਸਾਡਾ ਐਨ ਮਨ ਸਾਲੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਚਲੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਲਾਈਕ ਇਟਸ ਗੈਟਿੰਗ ਲੇਟ ਨਾਓ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਗੋ ਸੋ ਲਾਈਕ ਉਹ ਇੰਨੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ 2 ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ and Janji Singh was good in every single thing. It wasn't just like, he was just like, Kali Karpan Kumoni, Soti de vich, he was good in everything. Like, you name it, whether it be, Soti de Mukable vich, Mekano inni forti sigi. First off, that's probably one of the biggest things you have to see is Srir Pakhon. A lot of people say ਕਿ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਦਾ ਪਤਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਆ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਾਂਗ ਘੁਮਾਉਣੀ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ 'ਚ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵੇਖੀਆਂ ਕਿ 2 ਗੋਲੇ ਘੁਮਾਉਣੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੀ ਜਾਨ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਸੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰ ਇੰਨਾ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੋਸ਼ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਮਾਲ ਸੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਫੁਰਤੀ like the speed was unreal ਜਿਹਨੇ I'm sure everyone's seen Gatka mixtape volume 1, volume 2. So in both of them, you just see him get on the जो मैदान च चल जाना एक बार ਅੱਖਾਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਨੇਤਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਸ ਤੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਫੁਰਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਡਾਂਗ ਤਾਂ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਡਾਂਗ ਘੁਮਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਮਾਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ it's unbelievable like so everything that I've patterned my game after is from whether it be by sa pehla pentra te la lo because the base I've got is their footwork so ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੈਂਤਰਾ ਪੱਕਾ ਆ ਪੈਂਤਰੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਈ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਘੁਮਾਉਣੀ ਜੀ ਡਾਂਗ ਸੋ ਜੇ ਪੈਂਤਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ I would say the first ਮਹੀਨਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੈਂਤਰੇ ਦੀ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਲਾਇਆ so I can give you example of ਪੈਂਤਰਾ where in a parking lot you got the parking lot lines ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਆ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਨ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਲਕੀਰ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਜੰਪ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਨਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜੰਪ ਵੱਜਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਜੰਪਿੰਗ ਬੈਕ ਯੂ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਯਰ ਚੱਕਰੀਆਂ ਐਂਡ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਉੱਧਰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਜਿਆਦਾ ਛੋਟੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਨੋ ਇਟਸ ਗਾਟ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਪਰਫੈਕਟ ਸੋ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਵੀ ਸਪੈਂਟ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਅ ਮੰਥ ਜਸਟ ਪੈਂਤਰੇ ਤੇ ਫੇਰ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਡਾਂਗ ਮਰੱਠੀ ਸੋਟੀ ਚੱਕਰ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਢਾਲ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਆਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ someone else will be joining me hopefully soon. A couple other members of the Akada. Not sure at this point if I've gotten a request yet. Request you. The Akada. Just waiting for him to come in here. In the meantime, so yeah, so I was talking about the Pentra. So all line out the ਏਦਾਂ ਪੈਂਤਰਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਾਰਨਾ it had to be perfect like he did not accept anything less and I think by Jaskeet Singh put it well like ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਸੋਟੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ like honestly I was probably so scared to get hit by Soti I'm not gonna lie ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਚਲੋ it's different but at that time that was probably one of the worst things is getting hit by a soti just sake banana they although rona hi nikla ke yaar is this because it's not all about just spinning right you have to actually handle soti de water bajne and stuff so at that time I hated it that was probably I used to absolutely hate it so just by so I'm just sorry I'm just trying to add in by Jora Singh here oh you here okay so I got his brother online with me hopefully this works by Gagan Singh I'm just waiting on it. So I'll just finish up my god. So yeah, so anytime we get hit by a soti, like it was painful, man. Like the endurance you have to build up on your body. So like there was times where I remember clearly one time to overcome this fear, Janji Singh had given me just a fuddy. So he's like, मैं तेनू फड़ी दे रही हूँ, मैं सोटियां मारनी है, तो तू रोकनी है. So we are literally like not too, we're very 4 distance होना, so मैं and just all I'm doing is just blocking. So Farid could have said, so I spent probably the whole class just with him. He spent the whole class with me trying to get my fear of just blocking and getting hit by Soti, but going over and over with that. Just trying again with Bajura Singh again now. There we go. So we got two members at the time, by Jora Singh and by Gagan Singh. I think most of you guys also know them. They're very good Kirtanis as well. So we welcome them. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So yeah, so guys, so we're just talking about Bhai Janji Singh, and I was just mentioning how we play Soti with them, and all the hits and stuff, like ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ, like just to become perfect at the skill, ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਖਾਧੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਸੋਟੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਸੋਟੀ ਵੱਜੀ ਦਾ. So
ਮੇਰੇ
I'm
ਕੋਲ
sure you guys can.
ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਟੀ ਪਈ ਆ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ, ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ. So this
Wow.
is ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿੰਘ from England from before us, UK ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੀਗਾ, he said he talked about the seed, and like for us this is the tangible seed that ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ left behind. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਮਨਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ, after the whole period of ਸਿੰਘ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਰਹੇ from when ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ came. I remember it was ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਿੰਘ, ਭਾਈ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਿੰਘ, ਫਿਰ ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ, ਭਾਈ ਕਰਮ ਸਿੰਘ, ਭਾਈ ਹਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ, ਬਹੁਤੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਏ ਸਾਨੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੀ ਸੀ ਵਿੱਚ. But out of all of the things here in Toronto, I would say ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਸਦੇਵ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇ ਮਨਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਆ, you guys kept it going at Martin ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ. ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਸੇ ਅਖਾੜੇ ਥੱਲੇ, ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਗੱਤਕਾ ਅਖਾੜਾ, ਦਮਦਮੀ ਟਕਸਾਲ. And when we think about ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ they revived something which was even older than themselves. So I was talking to ਭਾਈ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਿਤਨੇਮ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਤੇ there's one thing that they said ਕਿ during the time of ਸੰਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਕਰਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੁਖੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਟਕਸਾਲ ਦੇ, ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ 2 ਘੰਟੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਦੇ ਅਖਾੜੇ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਟਕਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਦਮਦਮੀ ਟਕਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਅਖਾੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ. ਤੇ that akhada got revived to that extent by Bhai Charanjit Singh ji. So in the 80s, the akhada in Taksal was called Misl Shahidan Baba Deep Singh ji Gatka Akhada Damdami Taksal. And then when the time of Bhai Charanjit Singh ji came, even at such a young age, they revived that akhada to its former glory.
I think if I'm just interrupting, I think they were like obviously in their early 20s, right, when they took over Jathedar of the Akhada. ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਮਰ 'ਚ I'm sure like ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੀਗੇ thinking like ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਂਪਤੀ, but he just took that Akhada to the next level.
It was ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਨਿਤਨੇਮੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੀਗੇ, ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਪਾਹੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਗੁਣ ਵੀ ਸੀਗਾ, ਅਖਾੜੇ ਵਾਲਾ. When they're in the akhada, there would be seldom a person that would actually be able to stand up to Bhai Charanjit Singh ji in terms of skill. Like I remember when the akhada did start, it didn't receive too much of a warm welcome here because of the name of Damdami Taksal was attached to it.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Sahib ji, he made space. He came here and physically took it upon himself to make space for the little kids that he was teaching. ਉਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਉਮਰ 11 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੀ, ਗਗਨ ਸਿੰਘ 9 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ, ਤੇ I think ਭਾਈ ਮਨਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ was around 12 years old.
13 ਬਸ ਇੰਨੇ ਕੀ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਮਰ, ਬਸ
13 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ. ਤਾਂ ਇਟਸ ਉਹ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ, ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ.
I don't think so. ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲ ਹੈ ਜੀ.
ਤੇ ਇਟਸ ਲਾਈਕ the seed that he planted. ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਗੱਤਕਾ ਅਖਾੜਾ ਦਮਦਮੀ ਟਕਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਤੇ, there's been a few of us that even started our own akhadas afterwards just because of the vidya that he gave and the vidya that Bhai Jasdev Singh, Bhai Manroop Singh continued. A story that I remember from Bhai Sahib's time
side halls, yeah.
The side hall, and Bhai Sahab picked up a soti. ਇਹਦੇ soti ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਭਾਰੀ soti ਸੀ. These are the heavy
Yeah,
ones.
these are heavy, yeah.
And he took it in his hand and he whipped it. And he's
Yeah.
like, ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੀ soti ਹੋਣੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦਰਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ. I'm not gonna lie, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, but no one wanted to say ਕਿ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ.
Yeah.
No one wanted to get whipped.
No.
But it was the grace in which he taught Gataka. It was the right amount of being strict, but ਬਹੁਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ. I remember ਕਿ he would give us ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ $5 ਦੇ ਦੇਣੇ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ $10 ਦੇ ਦੇਣੇ, ਨਾਲੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪੀਜ਼ਾ ਮੰਗਾ ਕੇ ਖਿਲਾ ਦੇਣਾ, ਕੁਛ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ.
Yeah, definitely.
He actually ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਾਬੇ ਫਰੀਦ ਦੀ ਮਾਤਾ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਭਗਤ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਗੁੜ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਵੱਲ ਲਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ. He gave it his all to make sure ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੱਤਕਾ ਆ to revive it. And ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਭਾਈ ਪਨੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਰਾਟੇ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਗੱਤਕਾ ਜਦੋਂ
Definitely. He I think so in 2002 or something, met the team ਗਈ ਸੀਗੇ ਬੰਬੇ ਤੇ ਬੰਬੇ ਉਹ gold medal ਜਿੱਤ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ. So after that ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ, because there are other things from that team, ਇੱਕ ਬਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੰਬਾ, ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੰਬਾ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਈ ਜੋ ਉਹ ਚ involved ਸੀਗੇ. ਹਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ I think in that team was in that team as well. So they that was like a big one. Their whole ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨਾ was, you know, ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਦੀ ਖੇਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ Olympic level ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ. That has always been his goal. I definitely he put it in the right aspect, obviously, to teach the newer generation outside of India, and then obviously now it's through us whatever we can do and try to get it to that level and carry on his legacy.
Yeah, so I think me and my brother and Jasdeep Singh Heed and Harman Singh Heed, Gurjot Singh, Sukhman Singh, we were one of the youngest kids to learn from by Janji Singh.
Yeah.
Janji Singh
used
to call us Nikke Do Khalse whenever we used to go, right? Because we were so tiny.
Yeah.
What Bhai Sahab did was they took kids who were average, like, you know, Gurdwara kids, the kids that show up to the Gurdwara every single day, right? And
that's it.
You hand them a shastra and you say, hey, go fight that kid, right?
Yeah.
That was just empowering on its own, right? Because I feel like out of all the kids that were, you know, part of the you know, they showed up to the Gurdwara Sahib every single day with their parents.
Yeah.
That held on to something physically remained in Sikhi for the most part.
Definitely.
If you were doing Kirtan, if you were playing Gataka, these are the kids that are still there, you know, and I feel like that's a very important step. And to continue to carry on their legacy, we need to make sure that we're doing this as well now.
Yeah, I can tell you, like, you know, what we learned from Nishan thing. So we kind of had, like, you know, the 10, 15 pehla aapa sige. Then you guys just mentioned the Misfits. So then there was the group of 5. So they called themselves the Khalsa Lions at the time, led by Sundar Singh. I think Pai Chandi Singh was the one that gave him the name, Pai Sundar Singh Sodhi. They onu leke with his misfit of other 4 or 5 they'd always be at the Gurdwara. They just never really wanted to get involved with the Gataka side, but they were always there, you know, with their parents, you know, Katha Swarna players. And then Sundar Singh being he just transferred, like, chakkar de vich oh bahut maar ban gaya, like, you know, Chandi Singh trained him, only mehnat bhi nahi ਕੀਤੀ ਆ. So every time Surinder would do like any like nice moves or anything like that in the khada, you know, and then usse ਵੇਲੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਇਆ $5 ਦਾ ਨੋਟ ਦੇ ਦੇਣਾ, or he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna put this $5 note on the ground, and ਉਹਨੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਿੱਠ ਵਾਲਾ ਉਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਕਣਾ. It was just like, you know, he took random kids, just for anyone, honestly, and just turned them into just, like, you know, ਇੰਨੇ ਤਗੜੇ ਖਿਡਾਰੀ ਬਣਾਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ. It was just amazing.
And the thing is that we would all be at the Gurdwara in the evening anyways.
Yeah, we were all there. That was just the time.
Singh Sahib, Jaswant Singh ji, Damdama Sahib, the ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਬਕਾ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ, he used to do santhya at that time.
Yeah.
ਟਕਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਿਤਨੇਮ ਦੀ ਸੰਥਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਭੱਜ ਜਾਣਾ and then ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ would round us all up and be like ਆਓ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਤੇ ਆਓ ਸਿੱਖੋ ਆ ਕੇ
That's it. I remember I think something from him at the time. So,
ਜੀ
or there was also Pai Chamkor Singh from Jogyal. So, honestly, we'd go to do Santya first, but sada andro man ਭੱਜੀ ਆਵੇ ਕਿ ਆਈ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਦੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਬਸ ਚੱਲ ਜੀਏ ਬਸ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਆ so it's like you do your Santya first you get through it obviously we're not trying to say Santya is anything bad but being kids we're more interested in the gatka aspect but obviously ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਦੋਨੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ but at that time we run out of Santya class ਭੱਜ ਕੇ ਆਣਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਖਾੜੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸ ਗੱਤਕੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ and then we like that's what I was talking about earlier I don't know if you guys heard but we were like we would cry to go home at that time we didn't even want to go home like ਇੰਨੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਆਪਾਂ it was just amazing man like
sometimes the sun would go down before we left
oh yeah always I sun would always go down
sun would go down your parents would be like pulling you away from gatka class and Bhai Sahib had the patience to continue teaching
Jeet Singh do ਭਰਾ ਸੀਗੇ also we had a Pai Parminder Singh that passed away if many of you guys remember the ghost sick that he stayed at Hajur Sahib and they were also Gursheel Singh or Navjot Singh Amarjot Singh jinne vi sige at the time the senior they were more senior than us Hani Singh Puneet Singh so some of them like especially Parminder Singh a lot of people don't know that Pai Parminder Singh learned Gatka from Pai Chanji Singh Oto ne vidya shuru kiti ya and he was a very shy person obviously because he was very tall right with 6 foot 7 foot ਕੱਦ ਹੋਣ ਕਰਕੇ right ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ just ਜੋ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੰਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ don't use you have a big size advantage you want to use that size advantage like ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਉਹਦਾ right so in that type of way like ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਹਾਨਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ he got him to learn as well so I remember by Parminder Singh Gurjeet Singh ਉਹ ਬਾਰਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ because they were like I said like ਥੋੜੇ ਉੱਚਾ ਕੱਦ Gurjeet Singh was also about 6'6" and by Parminder Singh 7 foot ਕੱਦ so ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਕੱਠਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਬਾਰਸ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਵਾਰ ਕਰਨੇ and ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਮਾਲ ਹੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਐਡੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇ
ਖਿੱਚਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਖਿੱਚਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ
yeah
I think what's underscored these days is the fact that Pai Sahib had a lot of bolle and a lot of poetry that they wrote right
yeah I was gonna touch on that so like you just mentioned ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ first off they listen to ਵੱਖ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਖੁਦ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪ 15 20 30 ਜਿਹਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਸੀਗੇ so we were lucky he had brought his book with him at the time and then at that time I remember he had always taken out a couple
ਪਰਚੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੰਡੇ
ਪਰਚੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ he wouldn't give the book but ਪਰਚੀ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਨਾ and I remember you guys both used to say ਦੋਰੇ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਕਰਨੇ ਸੀ ਗੱਜ ਕੇ it was amazing those ਜਿਹਨੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ it was just crazy
and even today when you see like a new Gatka mix come out from anywhere around the world you'll still hear his words that's the beautiful
ਫਿਰ ਵੀ you think it's easy talking about them like right now even though we're smiling ਪਰ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦਾ ਭਰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਕਿ 16 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦਾ ਹੀ ਫਲ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ right now ਸੋ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਅਖਾੜੇ ਦੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਾਲਟਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਿਸਲ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਅਖਾੜਾ ਦਮਦਮੀ ਟਕਸਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੋਤ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਬਦੌਲਤ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਾ ਗਿਆ like the initial seedling is ਭਾਈ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਠਾਕਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ
definitely yeah
ਜਿਹੜਾ for some people they found their Sikhi through English and that was ਭਾਈ ਪਰਮਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ in that camp the Hola Mohalla Gurmat camp that you touched earlier
yeah
that camp was epic I don't think anything
ਉਹਦੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ camp ਹੋਇਆ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ
yeah no not definitely just the Ghostics that were there to with their teaching it was amazing I want to touch back on the dore so ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਚੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਚਲੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਦੌਰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਭਾਈ ਚੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਦੋਹਰਾ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਰੋਮ ਖੜਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਇੰਨੀ ਜੋਸ਼, ਇੰਨੀ ਸੂਰਬੀਰਤਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਕਿ ਲੋਕੀ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਹਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਕੇ ਆ ਕੀ ਬੋਲਦਾ, like you know I remember the first time never done in Toronto before, right? They were the first one that kind of did it. And ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਇੰਦਰਾ ਰਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੂੰ ਢਾਇਆ ਹਰਮੰਦਰ, I think ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਲਾਇਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ like ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਕੰਬਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਿ oh man, like ਇੰਨਾ ਜੋਸ਼ ਚੜਿਆ ਨਾ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ, it was just amazing, like the, I can't even put into words, it was just crazy.
Bibi Gurinder Kaur's sister, she wrote a comment that
uh yeah, okay, yeah, so my sister, Grinder Kaur, and Gashil Singh's sister Parminder Kaur, they were the only two BB at the time. And like she just mentioned a comment, yeah, so like they were given she was mentioning how they were given a heavy dongs to play and spin with. So like even though they were BBA, he trained them just as hard as the Singhs. No different. There was no difference of, you know, BBA or I think we didn't have a lot, but obviously in the Vancouver their Karda, they had a lot more BBA in their Karda. And if you look at some of the videos, there's no difference. They're exactly the same. The same Josh, same VAR, same everything. There was no equality. The puri equality ਭਾਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ,
ਕਿਸੇ ਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਨਾਲੇ
ਕੋਈ
ਦੂਜੀ
ਫਰਕ
ਗੱਲ,
ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ।
ਉਸਤਾਦ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਫਰਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ। All to every single vidyarthi formed a relationship with each individual vidyarthi at their own separate levels, ਤੇ ਉਨੀ ਗੁਣ ਵੰਡਣ ਦੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। I don't know ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਨਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੇ ਥੋੜੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਲਈ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਵੱਡੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ।
I still remember the last day, right? The last day was when I think it was Diwali, right? And there was a big akhada that happened, and Bhai Saab threw a pizza party for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And that pizza party was epic. I never
I,
seen
I,
so many pizzas walk through a door.
oh man, even I think we had gone to Mr. Godar first. We did a demo there for a good hour. Came back to Mall. I think we 2 ਘੰਟੇ ਲਾਏ ਹੋਣੇ ਆਪਾਂ 30 ਜਾਣੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 2 ਘੰਟੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਭਾਰਤੂ ਪਾਤਾ। ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੋਸ਼ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਣਾ ਲਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਬੜਾ, I will never forget that
People
ਖਾਣਾ।
started watching the fireworks, started watching Gatka.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
man. Finally, people stop watching fireworks, start watching Gatka, right?
Yeah, it was unheard of, right? Because no one had ever done Gatka first off in Diwali समय ठंड हुंदी होता Toronto, but luckily that weather wasn't too bad that time. And then ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਲਾਇਆ ਉੱਥੇ, I think we should be, oh yeah, so ਸਮਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਭੱਜਿਆ ਗਿਆ। ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ time ਤਾਂ you need a lot more time, so I think he couldn't join us. You can give him a whole day to talk about Bhai Janji Singh. Like I'm sure he has tons of more stories than we do. But it's
I think to wrap up, you know, just taking steps in their legacy, right? Taking steps in the same path, right? Trying to teach the next generation. That's the best we can do. I think that's happening everywhere, right? Like we see it in the UK, we see it in BC, we see it here in Toronto. If anybody's listening from around the world, take it upon yourself, right?
if you spend, whether it be anything, you know, Kirtan, Tabla, Vajja, Santya, je thanu mauka hega to give back to the community in any way, definitely take out that time. I just talking from personal thing. It's like it's ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਨ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ, right? Like I've been lucky enough to have this seva for a good like last almost 8-10 years now, teaching the new generation, and it never gets old for me. I think my passion I do get from Bhai Janji Singh, it's because of his teachings that till this day now him up. And I just want to just say to all the Vidyarthis out there that are listening to this, you know, go back and look at those videos of Bhai Janji Singh. You know, we might think that, you know, ਹੁਣ 2020 ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਵਾਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਾਂ that whole everything is old now, but I'm telling you all this gold ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ saying, right? Just go back to those videos, just as ਪੈਂਤਰਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪੈਂਤਰਾ ਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਕਿ ਬੰਦਾ ਜੋਸ਼ ਚੜ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ, like you know the simple wars, whether it be ਡਾਂਗ ਘਮਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ simple ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਘੁਮਾਉਣਾ, because you need a base first, right? ਉਹ base ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, to this day, if I always go back to those videos to, you know, if I want to sharpen my skills, I always going back to those same videos to do that. Anything else you guys want to add? I think we need to end this.
ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ we've been a little bit over time, ਤੋਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਦੀ ਖਿਮਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਤਾਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਹੋਰ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ। ਬੋਲਦਿਆਂ ਸਮੇਂ ਬੇਅੰਤ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਅਣਜਾਣ ਸਮਝ।
ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ।
Out that we experienced the exact same things here. One thing that I just learned last year, I didn't know this, is that by Chandri Singh loved Toronto so much and the Gursikhs in Toronto so much that the first few weeks that they were here, and they came because by Parminder Singh ji had done Benti to the Gursikhs in Toronto that we needed an Ustad for Guru Nanak Academy, Shahid Baba Deep Singh Gatka Akhada. Is that Pai Sahib didn't want to come, and apparently Chandri Singh was kind of unhappy for the first few weeks, and because they're like, I was so happy in Toronto, and why did you bring me here? And they gave so much pyar to the Gursikhs there, and they received so much pyar from the Gursikhs there. But eventually, over time, then they started to have the same feelings about Vancouver, and I'm realizing now that. And I think I knew, but I never had considered before, that Paisa was only in Toronto for 2 months, 8-9 months here. So I'm inviting Bina Kaur now, who was almost Paisa's personal assistant here for Shahid Baba Deep Singh Gatka Akhada Guru Nanak Academy. She did a lot of seva at Guru Nanak Academy. She did a lot of seva with Shahid Baba Deep Singh Gatka Akhada. Was there from the first lesson, I think, by Sab taught at Amrit Prakash Gurdwara, or at the old academy, I'm not sure. We'll talk to her for about 10 minutes. After that, Tegbir Singh will be joining us. He'll talk for about 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up at the end. So we're going to now discuss Paisa's longest time spent was here, and we're so fortunate, Shahid Baba Deep Singh Gatka Akhada Guru Nanak Academy. And so we have Bina Kaur with us. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Puneet.
Thanks for doing this. I know you're not a big public speaker, but I've had a chance to listen to Manroop Singh guys right before this. But just listening to their stories, it was like, oh man, like Paisa was the same everywhere, right?
Yeah, totally.
And they ended with talking about the two Pandit, Parminder Kaur, and I forget the other one's name. I apologize. But and they're saying that they taught him just like they taught the Singhs, and like in Surrey, especially like for people who watch the Gatka mixtapes, the volume 2, you see that so many BBL learned, right? Like
Yeah.
you, Inderpreet Kaur learned, Navneet Kaur, Gurpreet Kaur, Reena Kaur obviously is a great
Yeah.
example. And so, like, what do you think? And there's so many others, but what do you think? Like, from your perspective, what was so what made you like how did were so many people attracted to coming learning, because not a lot of them were before, like especially older ones in their
Mm.
20s and like late teens, right?
Yeah. Charanjit Singh Paji made us feel like equals. He didn't treat us any different because we're girls, women. Uh, he just treated us all the same. Like that's something I really cherish and remember about him the most. That we were on a level playing field. I didn't, and he was our brother. He didn't treat us any other like like right away you felt that connection. That this is my Paji, this is my brother, and yeah, that's something that really stands out for me, for being treated just like everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one thing, like, and even like, because I guess you were the oldest person or among the older people in the Akada,
Yeah.
and you were a responsible person. Um, and like, overnight, it was just like if you could ask, like half the things that we'd ask, like, "Bhai sahab, hona hi karna, hi karna, hi karna," they're like, "Bina nu jaake puch lo," right? Like, because like they had so
Yeah.
much used just to like to run things. And that must, and I know Parminder Singh felt kind of similar too, right?
Yeah, I sorry, I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, I feel honored that he even, like now looking back at it, that he gave me that responsibility. Where we were just a bunch of kids back then. Back then I probably got irritated, like, God, Baji, you're making me do everything, right? But that what was so great about him. He treated us all equally. Like it didn't feel like he was our teacher in the sense that he was so full of knowledge, passion, just everything, but we were all the same to him, you know so like I love that he would just dish it out to us, like go do this, go do this. um yeah, sorry, I'm rambling, this is hard for me.
Is there any memory specifically that stand out that like you still keep with you today?
There's like a couple. He was so funny as well, and one of the things that I remember the most is when he kept hitting me in the same spot over and over and over again, and because I couldn't block a particular VOD on I can't remember if it was my left leg, and he just kept going rok 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 and just kept hitting me, give me a huge welt on my leg, but I felt I felt proud. It was one of my war wounds, and um, I was just happy that he treated me. He didn't treat me any different because I was a girl. Like the fact that he did that to me because he thought of us all the same. That stands out for me. And there was another time when it was only me and Bismad Kaur that attended a class. Nobody else came. He made both of us do Batka for the whole entire class. Okay, the whole class. I kid you not. I'm not exaggerating. I think the class was like an hour or two. That's all we did. I couldn't walk for a week. I couldn't get in and out of my car, but he was just like, nope, this is what you're gonna do. The whole class. Um, he was just, I don't know, he was just a funny guy, loving, caring, passionate, our brother, you know? Um, he was just so down to earth, and he was just special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I think
There's so many memories.
yeah. I can just got this comment. She said, "I remember he made me do that too. He had me in tears." But
Oh
even
no.
when Roop Singh was saying, I don't think you were here then, but when Roop Singh was saying the same thing, that he was scared of getting hit with the sorti, um,
Yeah.
so he just gave him a furry and no sorti and just kept hitting him until he got
Yeah,
over. And I know
totally.
Rico just commented right now too. She said, "Party support of women was amazing back then. We appreciated, but
Yeah.
I think the value is truly seen now." But same thing with her. I remember he said that you have to stop my VOD no matter what.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
How many times I hit you, you're gonna have to eat a roti. And he's like,
Oh.
how I'll subtract a roti. and and
That's so funny.
and at the end, the total was Preet had to eat 10 roti. And then
No way.
yeah, she had to eat 10 roti. And then what happened at the end was that I think that the agreed parties said that they're like Jay tu aap pakoniya. He's like papa me jinniya shotiyan marti jinni marti shotiyan bana li. Like you can make it.
Yeah, but it's khaniya baniya.
And then so Preet came home. I think it was the next day. She made rotiya that were this big and she ate 10 of them. But we all like we took those things seriously, right? Like
We did.
no matter how
It-
silly it was, like we felt like this was the most important thing.
Oh, 100%. We would drop anything and everything just to go to our Gatka practice, which I feel like, was it every day? It was every day, wasn't it? Yeah. And we were all different ages, in different parts of our lives, but we still committed and we went, and yeah, like for the other BBN, same, like they must have had that same pull and kitsch. He didn't make it, it just never felt weird or it just felt like a family from the start. From the
Yeah.
start, Baji was our family, and yeah, just I can't even express it in words. I'm sorry, I'm not as articulate to get it all out, but he was just love. You felt content, love, a sense of belonging. It was the best time of my life, hands down. Nothing can ever replace that. It was the best time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and Navdeep Singh just commented the respect that we had for him was that his bachan was hukam and one we wanted to follow. And that's what it was. He used to. Pai Sahab, Manroop Singh said that Sri to dekh ke, like other people, they'd be like, "Ita patla ja hai, sukru," right? They'd be
Yeah.
like, and then they'd see him play and they'd be shocked. And then they had the same feeling about me. They're like, "Tu ta roti nahi khana."
Yeah.
They used to force me to eat rotiya too, but I did. And one day they made me. They were sitting beside me at the academy, and they made the seva put 4 roti on my plate. And I used to eat. I was 13 years old. I used to eat 1 roti because that's how much I ate. And
Totally.
they'd say that for 4, and then they packed it up. They're like, take it home. They're like, pare khaniya. And then I did.
Oh my gosh.
I used to langar at home because there were so many I couldn't eat them in one sitting. But
Yeah. Didn't
Um,
Baji make you drink milk? Dodh
Yeah.
de vich, like haldi wala dodh or something back then? Yeah.
that might have been someone else. But there was
Butter.
yeah, this much kyo. They said
Yeah.
they're like, "Karda wo inna kyo pa ke dal fer khanda."
And milk. Yeah. Oh man.
There's one thing probably we're almost out of time, and because we could take your thing after, but one thing I'm wondering is before you go is what impact do you think Paisab had on your Sikhi and then and all the students, like not just as Gatka Gatkis or like Gatka students, but as Gursikhs, like what was his impact on you and the rest of us?
Okay. On me, I feel like one of the things that stands out that he said that helped me, so I got married and moved to England, and that, shortly after Baji and Parminder Singh Baji and Reena passed away. And one of the things he said was, "Gal sun lo sareyan di marji karni apni," and it sounds comical, right? But that helped me so much over there. And he brought me like a sense of calm and peace, and just like it's his funny way of almost saying like kind of just accept hukam, even in like accept anything coming your way. And in difficult times it was something that would just be in my head, whether he's saying it in a funny way or serious way. And yeah, that stood out for me. And honestly, like just his love and his passion and making us feel like we are part of something and belong to something. That's affected my Sikhi. And for people around me, I don't know, I feel like it did bring us closer together, right? It just the love. I just remember the love so much. So much love. I felt love for our whole Akada, like I can't even express it to you. This was my little family, and I feel like we all felt that with each other, right? Just I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not as eloquent for Puneet. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, that this is
Yeah.
amazing. I think that's a lot of the time we don't get to hear, and we don't know the kind of the forefront that place have like Bibi and Akara was like it was for us like I came in I guess like a couple of weeks after or maybe a month after you all started, and
Yeah.
like it just like it was normal for me. But then when you looked around and you didn't see that anywhere else, then it was really impactful. Like oh wow,
Yeah.
um like
It was
this
special.
it was special. And I
Yeah.
think you're right. The love more than anything else. The way they
Yeah.
teach us and make jokes, um, and teach us like constantly teach us is
It was so fast forwarded, like how much we learned in such a short period of time. And he didn't limit us, like to have somebody look at you like that, you know, that you can achieve anything. Like you can apply all these things that we've learned back then to all like different aspects of our life right now. I think he's just given us lifelong lessons that will forever stay with us.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before you go, sorry, one last thing. I know I said you were done, but one last thing.
Okay.
Any memories of Rinakor in the Akara that stand out?
Oh, Rena, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous soul. She was just such a sweetheart. So many memories of her. Um, her singing, her happiness. Oh, one time she slept over. This was before the SFU demo that we had, and Pradeep tied the mullah on her. I think the night before she went to sleep just like that. Did not move. She slept at my house. Did not want the mullah to get wrecked, and stayed like that, just like lying still all night long. So she would look perfect and beautiful in her the mullah the next day. She was just so full of beautiful energy, love, joy. She was so happy, always singing. If I was feeling down, she wrote me a song. like, oh, I can't even. I have the email. Um, she was my sparring buddy. Um, yeah, she was just a beautiful, happy, beautiful, beautiful soul. So many happy memories with Rena. You'd never feel down around her. Her happiness was infectious. It you there was just no choice to feel down. You're just happy. You see Rena, everything lights up, right? Yeah. I just remember her singing all the time.
Yeah,
Beautiful Shabbats. So effortlessly.
yeah,
Yeah. She slept over one night and she was like, we have to say Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh before we sleep. And she would start talking. And then she would go, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And then I would start talking. And then she'd be like, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And this went on for like an hour or something. Yeah, there's just so many memories of her. Another beautiful, beautiful soul.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. That was amazing.
Thank,
Yeah, thank you so much.
sorry for rambling. Thank you.
No, this is amazing. I know this is a little bit out of your comfort zone, so we really appreciate it. But
Yeah.
I think Simon really appreciates being able to hear from you because you were so close to all three of them. I think one of the few people who was close to all three. We're going to bring in Paiteg Singh now. For the responsibility of teaching Sheet Baba Deep Singh Ji Gatka Khada after Bhai Chanji Singh Ji passed away. So Tejveer Singh Nadeep Singh carried on that duty for a long time. And before we start, I do want to acknowledge that the Ustad of Shahid Baba Deep Singh Ji Gatka Akhada currently is Bhai Onkar Singh Ji. Bhai Onkar Singh, who is an accomplished Gatka Ustad, teaches all over in the Lower Mainland. So we're very honored that we've gotten to have sangat with him for the last many years, and that they're doing this seva. And I'd also just like to mention, I don't know if they were saying got disconnected, but so I'd like to thank him. And Bhai Onkar Singh did get a chance to meet. I think it was that tournament that Manroop Singh guys just mentioned in Mumbai. That Onkar Singh did get a chance to cross paths with Bhai Chandri Singh when they were both in India. So they're also aware of how much of an impact Bhai Sahib has, and their level of skill and talent. So Tejveer Singh is with us. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
It's not loading on my side. Just give me a second.
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is my video in there? I'm not seeing my video.
Yeah, your video is perfect too. I can see you. So.
All right. Just give me one.
Yeah, no problem. So Tejveer Singh, you're obviously you and Nadeep Singh took over teaching the Akhada after Bhai Chandri Singh, and you taught it for many years. You still teach too, and I mean, like Chandri Singh used to tell us all the time that I'm teaching you to become teachers. They used to say it all the time. Like they used to say it to me. I don't say it to you. And even when we were in the Akhada together, there was we were all like whatever you learned, whoever you started, you're teaching the next person. So everyone is teaching somebody else at some point. What kind of things did Bhai Sahib give you that you use now as an ustad?
First of all, I'll say Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I was trying to go over just his detail. His attention to detail was just next to none. He was, even if you think about like his Mool Pantra, going from Mool Pantra, going to the next step, it wasn't you go into Mool Pantra. You see a lot of stars, they're teaching Mool Pantra, then you learn Pantra, then you pick up the Soti. Where you do Mool Pantra, and then there would be, I don't know the exact number, I think 8 steps before you even started doing Kod Chal or anything to do Namaskar to the Shastras. Even if you thought about going towards the Shastras, it wasn't like in your sight. So that's his attention to detail was just too good, and that's what I feel like I tried to implement in our classes. And I saw Jora Singh and Gagan Singh, they had a Soti, and you have a Soti back there as well. So I just want to show one thing to everyone who, why these Sotis are so well made. If you look at I can't see the video, so I don't know if this is coming in there.
Yeah, it is. A little bit higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
All right, so so that's just the normal Soti that you see at normal stores, you buy in India. It's usually made just like that. And then when you look at the Soti Chandri Singh has, so he'll have, I'll just take the blue padding off so everyone can see. Just as the extra little comfort here, it's actually thicker here. This is thicker here. It actually ties in the Soti so well. When you hold it, it feels much more comfortable, much more control you have of the Soti. And that just like, when you see the Gatka, you see control. That's the main thing you see is the control and obviously the bijli. The bijli is just, that's, I know Jora Singh guys are talking about in the Kera, like just how much bijli they showed. It was, and same thing goes, go ahead, sir.
No, I'm just showing people it's the same Soti.
It was, that's what I kept with me, what I learned from him. I'm losing my thoughts here, 1 second. Okay, so just the bijli you saw in the Gatka, the same thing you saw in Bibi Renokar's Kirtan, you saw it in Bhai Parminder Singh's Katha. It was in there, there was something different, and that's why I feel like everyone was attracted to the 3 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the attention to detail, I'm glad you mentioned it, because I feel like a lot of people overlook that. Like they see the skill and like the final result of it, like in a demo during Kira, but when it's across from you, it's something else. And like down to every single thing is like, if you're holding a sortie, how much is your arm extended? Does it make sense to extend it then? What's your pentra like? Is your pentra solid? If you jump back, or you jump back, or you mean to jump? Like every single one of those things was so. Those like 5 minute fights that you used to get, or maybe you guys were older, so you probably got like 15-20 minutes sometimes during a class. The amount you learned in that time was like, it made the minute that you were doing for the other 2 hours, 3 hours of class worth it, because that there was so much in that one lesson.
For sure. Same thing when Roop Singh mentioned when he was saying that they would make them jump in a line, spin in a line. That's like, it was across the board. It wasn't just for that. It was where when you did Atvar, you did any kind of, anything really. Even when you put the Shastra down, it was, you put it down like this, and the Patinama lay the Sutina, and the Jokiri Suti, and yeah, just across the board.
And as an Ustad, I mean, what, like, aside from attention to detail, what other qualities do you think like impacted us all so much?
I was just thinking about that today. I don't know, I wasn't able to do it as well, like how he did it. His, him being able to get back to, like, get to know every student. I wasn't able to implement that as well, and making every student feel inclusive, that, okay, this person, Ustadji listens to me more, or they teach me more. That kind of feeling. And that's the same thing from Baba Thakur Singh Ji, like everyone used to say that about them, is that, oh, minu pyar bahut karte hai. And that's where those two, they started these akhade, and they both had the same vision and the same prem that, brought everyone together and made everyone feel inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Parminder Singh and Reena Kaur had that same quality too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Tarveer Singh just commented. He said he's like Mool Pantra and footwork, because he learned off you guys too. He said early 2000s, not being able to go past Mool Pantra for months on end, but like that's how we talk, because that's how we learned, right?
Yeah. That's how we learned. We knew how to teach.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any specific moments or memories that stick with you?
The preparation, whenever they give me like a pep talk. There was a Hola Mahalla in Abbotsford, and they were thinking, oh, we're going to have a little bit of a competition, and then right away take us to the side. Okay, look, this person's like this, and just like the same preparation we do in the Western society, where you prep things and you get ready for it, you make sure you're ready for it, like a test or exam, anything. You write notes down, and that's the same way they talk to us, and that's what that's how they're different from everyone else, that they prepared you 110%, you want to call it, right? They prepared you, this is going to happen here, and that memory stuck. And there's one other one, like, I actually just put this together today, where they told us that, like, when their Ustad would think of a new, they'd be doing Jawar Sahib, and when their Ustad would think of a new word, and the Jawar Sahib would go a different way. And it would go like this way, and they'd be practicing, their Ustad would be practicing while doing Jawar Sahib. Same memory I remember of them was when we were in the van on the way to Edmonton, we were watching Matrix Reloaded. And there's a scene in there where Neo takes out the pole out of the ground and he starts swinging it. And the agents are just coming and coming. It's a Kira style thing. And they're coming, and he's looking at that video, even from a movie. He's taking over ours, looking at, okay, where did that one come from? Where did this one come on? Then he's trying it and putting his arm around his head. Yeah, just he would take Gatka from anywhere and implement it. The same way his Pantra was implemented from a couple different steps. And same way he'd look at videos like that and just take out anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you there when we went to watch Lord of the Rings?
No, I wasn't.
No, yeah, but same thing. We took to watch Lord of the Rings. The third one, Return of the King, had come out that December, and so we went to Strawberry Hill, and we're like, it's a junkie movie, he'll love it. And we went, but it's Lord of the Rings. Didn't understand anything. went slept through maybe 80% of the movie, and then 80% of the movie like slept, and then like was on and off, and like was looking around like making faces at us like what. It was like because then it was business. And I think they were like that, like when they were teaching us too. It's like okay, like making fun, having jokes, whatever. But like when the Jungi time came, when it was about the lesson, it was a completely different person.
Yeah, and that's one thing I remember from them is that when we sparred with them, it was okay, do something, and then calculate. Okay, how did I do it? What happened? How can I implement it? There's a lot of calculations that attention to detail comes back to that. Their attention to detail was just next level.
Anything else you wanted to share that I didn't touch on?
I don't think so. I think we kind of touched on everything. And just, yeah, we talked about it. We're a student treatment, Prem, the kid. They were that, they lived it, and Sant Safaisi, and yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect place, is that there was Santupai, and we saw that and we lived it, and I think that's what we're trying to share today. I think that's what everyone's been trying to share today, is that we got to experience that firsthand, and we're trying to give people a taste of that. So yeah, so thank you. I know this is outside your comfort zone too, a little bit.
Yeah.
So thanks for taking the time, and yeah, so I'll let you go with that. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So this is gonna bring us to the end of this segment. I'll take just a few minutes just to share some memories, and then we'll break until the virtual Sangats program at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5 p.m. Toronto time, 10 p.m. UK time. For myself, I was 13 years old when I met Bhai Charanjit Singh Ji. I went to my first class. Other people, Binakar guys, had been learning for about a month by this point. I went with my cousin Navdeep Singh, and Bhai Sahab, when I went to meet him, and the first thing they said to me is they pointed to the Shastra Prakash, and they said, if you want to learn, you have to do Ardas. And they said, and I said, okay. And then I said, Andar ja ke Ardas kara, like in the Gurdwara. And they pointed to the Shastras and they said, Asi Shastra da abhyas karde hain, ehi sade pira, ehi sade guru. And they said, for myself, they did this a lot, where they would tell you what they did, but they would never enforce it on you, especially because they knew they didn't know everybody here, they didn't know how people were, and they never tried to force things on you, their viewpoints, but you wanted to be like them because their personality was infectious. And they're obviously such a great human being. And so they're like, "Eh, ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਖਲੋ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ." And they said, ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਸਰੂਪ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. So they're like, you can go inside and do ardas inside Amrit Prakash Gurdwara, and you can do ardas benti there. They're like, for us, these shastras are our guru, and this is where we khat ke assi itthe ardas karde hain. And this was a foreign concept to me. I didn't know anything about this. So when I went and did ardas benti in front of the Shastra Prakash, and I went back to Paisa, they're like, Karli? And I was like, yeah, I was like, Hanji, Paisa Karli. And they're like, okay. They're like, Agya Milki. And I didn't know how to respond to that, because I was like, what was I supposed to hear a voice? What was supposed to happen? But I just said Hanji, and they're like, chalo. And then from there, the weeks and hours of Mool Pantra and Acht Pantre started, and the month before you got to touch SOP and Shastras and the Abhyas. And but that moment itself changed how I thought about Sikhi and opened up a new part of Gursikhi I didn't even know was a thing. Like, we heard Sakya and stories about battle, but we never internalized it. We never practiced being Sansapais. We never did abhyas of our shastras. And this was now an abhyas. This was a meditation. these were now our living, breathing gurus. And before you wore Qurban, but maybe I had not considered what this Qurban meant. And that moment for the rest of my life, I'll never forget. And obviously, I was much younger than Tegbir Singh, than Binakor at this time. So my memory, the way I absorbed things was probably more simplistic, or maybe it was a little bit, it was obviously different than how they would have perceived things. And over the course of the morning is that from Jaskirat Singh all the way to Tegbir Singh now, everyone has said that by Janji Singh ji, from days of 2 weeks for Jaskirat Singh, 2 months for the Toronto Sangat, and 8-9 months for us, changed our lives. And I can't reinforce that enough, is that I don't know who I would be today without Bhai Charanjit Singh ji. I don't know what my Sikhi would look like without Bhai Charanjit Singh ji. And the bachans they gave us, the lessons they gave us, and the love they gave us, all of those things were equally as important. And all of those things are why we hold them in such high esteem. And I feel the same way about Bhai Parminder Singh ji, the same way about Bibi Reena Kaur. It was all three parts of those aspects of their personalities, why they impacted us all so much, and why today, 16 years after, we're celebrating their lives. This thought just occurred to me today, is that next year will be the 17th Barsi, and that will be as many Barsis as we've celebrated, as Reena Kaur had celebrated birthdays. And that, to me, is mind-boggling, because someone whose legacy outlives how long they were even on this earth, that's obviously the nishani of a Gurmukh, someone who's changed the world around them. And so, one thing that I want to say, and then I'll wrap up, because I feel like everyone has done an amazing job before me, is that when I say Bhai Charanjit Singh ji changed my life, and the way Tegbir Singh said that Baba Thakur Singh ji, Bhai Charanjit Singh ji, and by Parminder Singh Reena Kaur as well, they looked upon everybody, and they made every single person they interacted with feel special, feel like they were the most important thing to them. And I feel like Bhai Charanjit Singh took an active interest in making me a much more complete and confident human being than I was. At that time in my life, I was just starting high school, and I was really shy. And it was to the point that it gave me so much anxiety and stress to meet new people. Even going into that moment, the story I shared about doing Ardas in front of the Shastras, I was very anxious and nervous to start Gatka. And to be honest, and I don't think I've admitted this before, but it took my cousin Navdeep Singh a few weeks of convincing me to join the class. I think that's why I started a month later than everyone else. He had probably started saying how amazing they were about a weekend. But I was nervous. And Bhai Charanjit Singh used to call me Polu. And he used to, they also used to call Kardeep Singh Polu. And most of the young kids who were kind of like soft-spoken, they used to call us Polu. And one day, a few days before our first ever demo at Kalgitar Gurdwara in December 2003, a few days before Charanjit Singh was leaving, practice temporarily to go somewhere. And they looked at, and they said that I'll be back, and they looked at me, and they're like, "Jo tak main mud ke nahi aaya tha, edi gal sunni hai." They pointed at me. They said to listen to Puneet, and I was taken aback because it was obviously a joke, and I always had like a quick sense of humor, even though I didn't like overly show it out in public. And I just, on a reflex, I looked at one of the other students who was older. It was Navdeep Singh, my cousin, who was a few years older than me, and he was stretching. And I said, "Oi," and I said, and I was like, "Sharata na karo." I said something like that, and I joked him as a joke, and Paisab cracked up. He started laughing so hard because I was Polu, Like I never said anything. He made me cry a few times by teasing me, and so I was never the person to give a response. And they said right there, they said, "Aj to tu polu nahi reha, aj to tu jathedar hai." And from that day, never called me Polu again. One time they called me Polu after that, and they said Polu, maaf karna jathedar ji, and they only called me jathedar ji. And they did that, and it was a joke. It was a running joke in the Akhada that Puneet, one of the youngest kids, and this dardy-less, round-faced kid is Jathedar, and that was the running joke. And what I learned though from that moment to the very end, and by Janji Singh ji never let go of this, which was, I'm calling you Jathedar ji. And I'm going to treat you like that too. And I'm going to make sure that you have responsibility. So when we learned Dore shares that to do at demos, I was one of the first people to learn those, and they're like, you have to do it at Kalgita. They taught a bunch of people shares that and to get ready, but they said Baki jo marji karan tu jarur padna. So I had to go home and I had to practice. Now speaking into that mic and doing a share with Josh and memorizing it before that demo, and every single demo after that, whenever we took a picture, I used to try to stand on the side because I thought it was embarrassing to stand in the middle or with Danji saying, but they'd always grab me and they'd put me beside them, and they said that this is your spot. And then Hola Mahalla in 2004 in Vancouver, Khalsa Darbar Gurdwara, and this is the moment that stayed with me, is with the Akhada I was getting a trophy for participating, and there was coming out of the back of a truck, and the Akhada was going up to the truck, and there were several teams there. And Bhai Sahib looked back and they said, Jathedar ji, come get the award, come get the award. And I kept saying, no, 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 it was embarrassing, and I was shy. And I thought that this was like the Gurmukh thing to do. It was like, no, this is Nimrata, I'm not going to go to the front. And I didn't go initially. But finally, they grabbed me, pulled me to the front, and then they took pictures and whatnot. Then after Paisal came to me, and that was the only time I ever got told off by Bhai Charanjit Singh. And they said, look, they said that if you want to make me chutha, if you want to make me a liar, then that's the only reason you should be standing on the side. They said, I call you Jathedar ji, and they said, I'm trying to give you responsibility, and if you're not owning up to it, they're like, it's not insulting to you. They're like, it's not you. They're like, it's insulting to me because you're making me a liar. And from then on, I stopped. Then whenever they took me somewhere, I just followed. And what I realized was that they were giving me confidence that I had never had before, and they were giving me a sense of ownership and responsibility. From there is where, if Maharaj has blessed me with any kind of going to do seva, to have any kind of opportunity, it's because of they allowed me to have the Sangat of Bhai Charanjit Singh, and for them to train me that if you're a Khalsa, if you're a Sikh of the Guru, you can't just fold your hands and say, when the call of a battle comes, is that you can't fold your hands and say no. Yeah. And that same way, so if any responsibility is given to you by a Jathebandi, by a Gursikh, by a Sangat, by your Guru, is you can't just fold your hands and say, I'm not worthy, because someone needs to do that seva. And that you need to be ready to do that seva. And I will forever be indebted to Bhai Sahib for everything they taught us. And to all three Gursikhs, by Parminder Singh, Bibi Nakor, who all affected me, and I know countless others around our community, around our panth, and we're seeing the fruits of that today. So I encourage everyone that if you return in just under 2 hours at 2:00 p.m. at Virtual Sangat is the account, will be a Simran program, and then this evening at 5:00 on the 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific on the Guru Nanak Academy on this Instagram. We'll have Rara Sahib followed by a Kirtan Darbar, where Gursikhs from all around, from BC and I think California today, will be doing Kirtan. So I thank the Sadh Sangat for joining us. Thank you to Jaskirat Singh, Manroop Singh, Jora Singh, Gagan Singh, Bina Kaur, Tegbir Singh, for sharing their memories and allowing us a glimpse into their experiences. And for any mistakes that I have made, for we all have made, I ask for the Sanghat's forgiveness, for Guru Maharaj's forgiveness.